Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm headed up to Colorado Springs to get another project. I know I've been getting a lot lately, but they've all been great deals. So right now I'm headed over to Chris's house to pick him up. He's let me use his trailer. I was going to use my trailer, but this car's a little bit too low. I already have checked it out. The guy actually is a subscriber to the channel, which is really cool. So I guess you guys will meet the subscriber that I'm buying the Supra from, and we'll just kind of go from there. So I'm pretty excited to get this thing. It has a lot of cool parts on it, and I've been looking for a Mark III for a very long time. So let's go pick Chris up and head up to Springs. This is like a weekly occurrence.
It's a weekly thing. You just call me, ask for my trailer, and you know, we're going to pick up some 90s JDM car again.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be something. So the reason I'm using his trailer is because my trailer is too high, and this thing has like drop springs on it, which I probably need to get like an aluminum single car low trailer so I can get stuff, because I can't even tow my Hellcat with my trailer because it's way too low. But we're almost there. We'll probably get there in another 10 minutes and check this car out. We have the Mark III Supra, and I looked at this previously, probably like a couple days ago, and for how old it is actually in pretty good condition. It has a little bit of hail here and there. It is an actual turbo car with a manual, which is getting very hard to find. And the person that has it, you watch my videos?
I do.
What do you think of the Charger?
Oh man, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I can't wait to actually drive that. But probably should stop buying projects. But yeah, I've wanted one of these for a very, very long time. And it looks like it has aftermarket pistons. It has a few things here and there. It looks like it was detonating though a little bit, and just needs to be put back together. So it has brand new ARPs, and that was a tamed head gasket? HKS head gasket. So it has everything, or pretty much everything, to kind of put it back together and kind of get freshened up. So let's get this thing loaded on the trailer. Would have been nice with a winch. I thought it was a little bit lower than it actually is, so I probably could have used my trailer, but now we're headed back to the shop, unload this thing, and I'll show you a little bit more about the car. And he actually owned this thing, I guess, for like 11 years or 10 years, so a very long time. And it's just really nice to have it go to a good home when you have something that long, because I have cars that I've owned for longer than that, or just as long, and you know, you don't want them to go, because these things have the R154, and a lot of people part them out because of that, and they use that transmission. So it'll be really nice to see this thing back up on the running on the road. And let's get back home. It's probably been like 8 months, maybe a little bit longer, but I've had the Supra sitting over at the other shop. Now I'm taking her over the Junkyard, and we're going to pull the engine out of here, figure out what's going on inside of it. It looks like it has forged pistons. Hopefully it has forged rods. Hopefully it has an aftermarket clutch. The guy was a subscriber, wasn't exactly too sure what it all had in it. And this video is going on so long that I really want to figure that out. It also has this exhaust, but I noticed that it has a little dent right there. It's I think it's an RSR, but yeah, let's head over to the Junkyard, get this thing on the lift, yank out that 7M. I finally have the 7M GTE out of the Mark III Supra, and like every 7M before this one, they either have a blown head gasket or they have a spun rod bearing. So this one had both, and usually that's what happens is if you don't shut it down when it starts to overheat and you just continue to let it overheat, the cooling system doesn't keep up because you have a blown head gasket. So then your coolant temps go, these are, 7M, pretty weak. They really love to blow head gaskets. Your coolant temp goes 210, 220, 230, 240. Once it gets that hot, the oil's trying to make up and start cooling since the cooling system's not cooling anymore. So then your oil temps start to climb. And once your oil temps get high enough that the oil loses its lubricity, then you spin a bearing. So I'm guessing that's exactly what happened. We have one rod bearing spun. All the other rod bearings didn't look too happy. The main bearings looked fine. I do want to rebuild this 7M, but I'm not going to put it back in the Mark III Supra. So the plan was to rebuild the 7M, put it back in the Mark III Supra, repaint the Supra, make this thing brand new. But since I'm afraid of 7Ms because they're kind of like RB20s, to me they're garbage. But I'm going to put my 2JZ GTE from a Supra into the Supra, just a Mark IV Supra. But I need to put pistons in there. I need to overbore it because it has scored cylinder walls. I'm going to have to put rods in there, which this had aftermarket pistons just like the Pulsar GTIR and stock rods. Kind of weird if you ask me. If I'm going to do a build, I'm going to put aftermarket pistons, aftermarket rods in an engine instead of, it doesn't make sense to me. But I am going to refresh the 7M, make it all brand new, maybe end up selling it, go through it like I do everything else, new freeze plugs, pull all the galley plugs, hot tank it, swab the galleys, put everything back together, check all the clearances. The crankshaft, it looks like it spun a bearing and they shut it down really quick, so I need to hit the crankshaft, sand it down, make sure that it cleans up. If I can clean it up and everything measures out correctly, I'll end up using that crankshaft. But if I have to undersize the crankshaft, I'll try to find another one. I also need to find a rod bearing, or not a rod bearing, but a rod, because it's spun. The rod is no good. You can cut the caps and then re-hone them, but I don't like to do that as well. So refresh the 7M, put the 2J after I refresh that back into the Supra, and then just go from there. I already have ARPs for the 7M. I have an HKS head gasket for the 7M. I might as well go through it, make it brand new, and end up either selling it to somebody because they're pretty hard to come by, and then I could have the 2JZ in here. If I do put the 2J in here, I could get rid of this vacuum assist cruise control. I can get rid of the ABS pump. I could paint the engine bay, and then I could get everything done with that. And also it's drive-by-wire, so that's why I could delete that cruise control and still have cruise control. So I'm going to end the video here. Happy that the Supra is moving forward. The tranny, I'm going to need to find a bell housing for a JZ. There was a bird nest on it. It looks super gross. It looks like it might have been gone through one time or another, but I want to refresh this as well. I need to get a pull type disc for my OS Geiken for the JZ, so then I could use this R154 just as it is. But that's going to be the end of this video. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.